Hi.
Okay, so for today's episode, we are talking about finding yourself after a major life disruption. Finding yourself after a major life disruption. So, first, let's start with disruption. What are some of the things that could happen in a woman's life that could constitute disruption?
Disruption.
Yes.
There are a lot actually. There are a lot. I can think of marriage, right? I
Yes.
can think of marriage because this is you being a single person all your life, and there's been like a pattern you live your life and stuff like that. And then no matter how much you hear about marriage, when you get into it, totally disrupts a lot of
Disrupt.
things. And disruption does not have to be negative. Do you understand? It doesn't have to necessarily be that a negative thing happened and then that causing a
Of
disruption. Yeah,
course. It's a good disruption,
yeah, the
right?
good disruption.
Yes.
So another thing could also be, sadly, death of a loved one. Yeah, so we can think of a lot of things that could
Yeah.
contribute.
Yeah, that's true.
Relocating.
Yeah,
Yes, childbirth.
Oh, childbirth. That's a major,
major
that's a
one.
major life disruption for a woman.
Yeah,
When you
Yes.
have children, when you start having children, in fact, when you start having a child, just one, oh my God, your schedule,
it's like
your
you don't
life,
have your own life.
you don't own yourself
Yes, so
anymore.
I agree.
That's a big one.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, we talked about it. Changing jobs, starting over at a new job, a new place of work. It could be demanding, it could require something different from you that you never got to do. Your schedule could also change. So I think that's a disruption
That's
as
a
well.
disruption. And closely following that, I can also think of business.
Business.
You could be,
Nigerian
do you
entrepreneurs.
understand? Yes, you could actually be in a business and it's actually not working. It's not working. So you just have to launch for something else. That's another disruption if you have to start all over again.
Divorce.
Divorce. Oh, that's a sad
That's a sad
disruption. But
disruption.
it is. My thing of thought, health challenge. Health
Yes. Health
challenge.
challenge is a major. Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
when either you start having a health challenge, it could disrupt you, or maybe you're just finding yourself again after a major surgery or a major health issue. Whichever ways, I think that could disrupt your schedule, disrupt your activities,
Yeah. So I think you've listed quite a number.
of things that could disrupt one's schedule. So, as a woman, what are some of the things that could help? What are some of the things that we could have in place that can make the transition easier, or we have a woman bouncing back on her feet as soon as possible? What are the tips we could share?
Well, I think it differs based on the
Disruption in,
yes in question. Yes, so maybe are we generalizing it in terms of what works for all round? You can mention one or two or three, then we can now break it down based on the particular circumstance.
Irrespective of the circumstance, I feel there are certain things you can do, irrespective of the circumstance, that could help you find yourself back.
yes, yes, yes. So I'm thinking, I'm very big on goal setting. Do you understand? I'm very big on goal setting. So if there is anything different that I'm about to do, I just believe in sitting down and, okay, this is now my new reality. So based on my new reality, this is what I'm hoping to, like, okay, get adapt to. What are the things that are going to help me, you know, think um, seamlessly into my new reality. So goal setting works very well for me.
I think having a friend too who you can confide in and who why you look to both look smiling.
Friends like me.
Yeah, and
Like
most
a
times
support system.
yes, and it can work based on different circumstance. As in, for example, one person can be dealing with business challenges, and there's a friend that you can communicate that with, and the person totally understand. Like I have a friend that whenever she has any problem, all she'll just call me. Amaka, this as in 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock.
Just run.
Yeah, you just call just to rant. You get, but you if you're still finding yourself because these disruptions we're talking about, one person can be facing three, four, five at the same time.
Yes, true.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you can even have like one person that you're talking with that is helping you out, pulling you out in respective to maybe the business aspect. Then if you're having that with health challenge, you could have someone, maybe a different person that maybe is a childhood friend you can talk to, that you feel that connection, the person totally understand, person totally gets it.
Okay, so on this particular tip, let's expatiate on it in two folds. Because thinking about it, so many things are running through my mind, and one of these is this: when people are having some kind of disruptions going on in their life, I think they tend to isolate themselves. They tend to be a little bit more withdrawn,
Withdrawn.
and that could also come from a place of fear, from feeling you have no one understanding what you're going through. So that could make one to be a bit more impulsive and reclusive, and just
And I
keep to
think it's also
yourself.
normal. Most time, just keeping to yourself. You just want to hug your
Yeah,
pillow.
Yeah, but and most importantly is coming to terms with the fact that there is now a change.
acceptance.
Acceptance. There is now a change, because if you don't come to terms with the fact that there is now a change, you believe in your current reality based on your past, reality. For example, marriage. Now, a woman just has to, or a man, you just have to come to terms with the fact that things have changed. Do you understand? Now, you have your spouse you're answerable to. So coming to terms with that fact would help you factor in a lot of things that you didn't have to factor in before. So I think the first thing is accepting the fact that things have changed. You know.
Okay, now talking about acceptance, it can also work for a different scenario. Like, for example, the loss of a loved one.
Yeah.
It can be normal for the person to just want to be withdrawn for a period of time. It can be normal for the person to just, okay, it's not even, apart from loss of a loved one, maybe someone lost a huge sum of money and all that. The person may be in that denial for a long period of time. Yes, so that is heartbreaking. And you are depressed, you are anxious, and you feel that nobody understands exactly how you feel, so you just want to just most times it's best to just allow the person have that period of crying and grief. Just people
Yeah, but in as much as you want to cry, you also want to laugh. So you want to find a way to come
man,
out
that
of it
laughing
at the
is
same
hard
time.
though.
And what I think is, even if you feel you have no one to confide in, now people will be like, don't share your business, nobody really cares about you, people will just gossip and all that, and you have certain fears, just come out. Come out,
Exactly.
go for an ice cream with people. Don't just stay indoors. Have a support
Because
system.
Do you know,
Even if you don't
I
want to
feel that
share.
ice cream is a good companion. No? Like, even if you go alone, the
You're an
ice
ice
cream
cream
the ice
person.
cream is going to help you feel a
so
bit better.
it's when you said it's hard, right? Yes, it's hard. But I think we're talking about those hard things we just have to accept. Do you understand? If it helps you at the end of the day, heal. If it helps you adjust, so choose that hard and adjust fast into the new
Yes,
circumstance.
yes. Talking about this, I'm just thinking about some situations that one disruptive change and the effects it may have on the person. It can make a person become a totally different person that you don't even know. Like, for example, someone can automatically care less about dieting and just become very, very fat just because, as in, and it can add to the hormonal change and all that. Someone can even just, I don't care about myself, my
And
hair. I don't care how I look.
you
As in, like, I don't even want somebody to just, you know, you cannot recognize the person. Yes, it has its effect depending on the circumstance.
yeah, that's true. I agree. I agree.
But I think, how do we get out of that? Have a good support system.
Have a good support
Even if you
system.
don't want to talk to
Yes.
someone, come out, have fun, and then have some me time. Try to create time for
Yes,
yourself.
accept the fact that there is now a change. There's a new
Acceptance.
sheriff in town.
And depending on the
Well, share it.
Have your new
disruptive stuff,
circumstance.
I think exercising actually helps.
Oh,
That's
Well,
talking
yeah.
to the choir. We're talking to the
Exercising
choir.
helps.
You know,
Like,
yes, exercise. Exercise.
mhm.
It releases some sort of dopamine. It has a
Yes.
feel good effect when you do it. So it helps. 30 minutes, go for a walk. In
You
the
know,
evenings, in the morning.
and thanks to you, even though I'm a medical inclined person, I never really knew the effect of cortisol level. My sister is always like, cortisol level is high, the cortisol level is high. Oh, and if I'm like, my face is really feeling, like puffy, she's like, the cortisol level is high. And I had to go and start, and I now
Is that
realize that
cortisol level?
cortisol level, it has to do with like stress hormones.
Okay.
A
And,
lot of people have high cortisol level.
and I think it's true, like you're so stressed
Yes, when
and,
you're stressed,
Even me, I'm
it's
feeling
harder to
it, my
even lose weight.
cortisol
No,
level.
Soma, you're not stressed. I know you. I know you're victim. Soma is
I'm
not
not
stressed.
stressed.
you're not stressed though.
You're not.
Really?
But someone is really, really hardworking. Maybe
But
yeah.
not in a stressful way.
Asma
Soma
is
likes
not
to
Okay,
talk.
stressed.
stress
Yeah.
stress is relative actually because one could be dealing with a lot of mental stress, and I think that's
Yes.
what
Most
we don't
times
we
it's
don't we
and
don't
even with
get
that
to talk
mental
about.
stress, your face will just look puffy.
Yeah,
Oh
you
God.
might be so mentally stressed. Sometimes you just like what you mentioned earlier. You just want to scream into your pillow, like,
Hey, do you know there's one disruptive stuff that I never really thought about? Contraceptives.
oh,
Are you sure we not have a separate video?
I think we should.
Start talking about it now. This video will not end. So maybe there'll be a part two
but
of
this
that
was
particular
fun. This
topic.
was fun talking about actually, and
Okay, so
I'm
we've
sure most of
mentioned
our viewers will relate to.
so we've mentioned like exercising, keeping a
Exercising.
journal might not be bad.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
keeping a
yeah,
journal. Yeah,
yeah.
reading.
Yeah, keeping a journal will help you know what progress you've made.
Yes, and I one thing I like
And you
about
can go back to the journal and
exactly
see how
that's
far
what I
you've
wanted
come
to talk
along.
about. I like that about journals. Like you can go back and read back, and you're like, wow, when did I write this? When did I think this? Was this really me? And I think it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, a journal. It helps you
Mm,
see your journey
Yeah.
and where you're currently. We've had lots of tips.
yes, but let's see if we can think about like two more things that can really help.
Eat good food.
Well, the
Food is
food is
actually
actually
very
good,
important.
even
I don't know.
forming a community.
It's not always easy to have that community behind you, and I think that's why we have this podcast so that we
Yes,
can
it's
reach
true.
out
It's
and
true.
Yeah.
It's
a
true.
network of women
All
just like
right. That's
ourselves
fine.
and
That's fine. I
have
get
some sort
that.
of safe
Yeah.
space. So let's hear your thoughts in the comment section. What disruptions are you currently going through? What do you think can help you? You never can tell. You can reach out to someone else, your comment, somebody could learn from it. You can also give tips, and some other person going through something related can also get from it. So let's hear what you think.
All right, guys.